right, everybody, got a very special interview today. These two gentlemen, lifelong friends, they grew up together, they've coached together, they've been through the wars together. I'm gonna let these two gentlemen introduce themselves at this time.
Okay, Coach James Graves.
Coach Tommy Davis.
Both you guys, man, I've had a lot of respect. I grew up in an era just under you guys. Coach Presley and I grew up in Bradley Park together. He idolized you guys coming up, played against and with you guys. I idolized him. He idolized you, so I automatically idolized you two guys coming up. But you guys born and raised here in Etowah, so let's start right there. What was the childhood like, and where did you two guys first meet each other at?
Oh man, we were probably 3, 4, 5 years old. Yeah, from kindergarten all the way through school. You know, he lived across the street from me pretty much. So, hey, we've been running around for a long, long time.
Y'all known each other since y'all been 3, 4 years old?
Yes.
Running around,
That's right.
going down there, watch his dad, them play semi-pro baseball on the ball field and stuff, and going to the tennis courts and just playing outside, just doing what kids do.
Different era. Not nowadays.
Yeah.
No, it's none of that.
Yeah.
And we just competed all the time.
Yeah.
We, whether it was, get a tennis ball and get a broomstick and play strikeout. I mean, we just competed all the time. We used to go at it every day.
It was something. Y'all remember the 80s, 90s? The news had to remind you that your kids were out. You remember that? It's 10 o'clock. Where's your kids at?
Well,
that's real. People think that's fake. That's real.
Like we were told those street lights come on, you better be getting your butt to the house.
Yeah.
So once we hit those street lights, hey, it's time to go.
It's time to go to the house.
That's right.
That's crazy. So you guys pretty much been like brothers. We're talking pre-kindergarten,
Yes.
all the way through.
Yeah.
And when you guys got up here in school, you guys started really clicking and connecting. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys were on the last Final Four team at Etowah, and that was '88, correct, under Coach Riddle?
Yes, sir.
Take us back to that era. It was a different era. I've heard the stories of practicing in the gym with the heat on and all that.
Yeah.
Both you guys talk about that era of basketball here at Etowah.
Oh man, it was special, and just thinking of the students that we had versus now, we were high 5A, you know what I mean? And even going into my senior year, we had to go up to 6A, which, we went Huntsville and Hoover, and, all those schools. So we had a lot of students here, and, we have more students just about in 1 or 2 classes than we have in the whole school now.
That's crazy.
So but those times, man, were great times. We get up there in that old gym and turn that heat up, and we pressed and played the way we love to play, and man, it was wonderful. We had a blast, had a good time.
Absolutely.
Well, I was telling him today, I was going through my scrapbook and stuff, and I was like, you kind of like forget some of the stuff, the wars that we went through. Like, I can remember us playing. I told him that we were playing Litchfield. I didn't know we had went to a double overtime, so we go to the second overtime, and we hold them scoreless. We scored 7 points. We win the game. Just like we played Gaston High. We were down the whole game. Second half, we didn't give up. We just kept coming. And he hits the game-winning shot. We beat Gaston High, get ranked and stuff like that. The students piled out on the floor, and just things like that I can remember, and just how the practices was. We didn't want each other to score or nothing like that, so it made us a whole lot better, and it was some fun times, and we talked about it. We didn't just get along with the basketball players.
We got along with people, like if you was in the band, if you didn't play sports or something, we would talk, hey, how you doing? If I can do something for you, will you please come to the game and stuff? So that's why I felt like our games were packed. We had the older group that we played at the rec center that used to beat up on us a lot. Right. All of them used to come to the game.
Beat up on me, so
it just.
And then they come and hold us to account.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing and playing how we need to play. Right. They gonna let us know about it.
Yes.
People don't know how much you matured in life by playing at Carnes.
That's right. There's no doubt.
Because you go in and get your head beat off, but you had to take it like a man.
That's right. And they wouldn't give you those cheap fouls.
No.
It was ex-college players.
That's right.
It was ex-college.
It was competition. It was competition.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we loved it. And it made us better.
Yeah.
You know, and we were able to grow and get better. And you know, and we listed those guys, and you know, when they say, hey man, you need to do this, you need to work on this, we listened, we took it to heart.
Yeah.
We worked on it.
It was real.
Oh yeah, it was.
Then, when you guys got out of school, y'all played at Sneed together, correct?
Yeah.
What was those days like, and how much different was it than it was here at school at Etowah?
Well, the difference is because our high school coach left here with us and went to Sneed. So then we interacted with some of the guys that now we still friends with, like Terry McCoy, you know, me and Matt went along, Kurt, you remember Whoop, Kurt went with us. So he took the culture up there and brought guys in and built them into the culture, and then we just all got along. I mean, wherever you see one, you seen the other. I mean, we had just as much fun there than we did at here, and I didn't think that could happen, but it did, because lifelong friend, brother that was with me, and then playing with Matt, brothers, then I met some new brothers. So that's how it was up at Sneed.
Same style play, or did the exact same style?
Yes.
And like I said, we flourished from that, you know, because we were always undersized. Right. You know what I mean? Just about every team we played was taller and bigger than us, you know, so we knew we had to work harder, we had to play harder, and we had to keep that pace up, you know, and a lot of people wasn't ready for that. They thought they were, but in that fourth quarter.
that was before it was the open court concept. You was running people to death.
That's right, basically, you know, you run those
that
waves
was back to
here.
the basket.
That's right.
Slow it down.
Exactly, you know, so it was tough. If you're not used to playing like that, we speeded you up, and you know, it was tough.
That was a whole different era.
Yeah.
When you guys left, you went to Troy, but you played separate sports.
Yes.
Talk about that. I'm sure y'all still hung out. I'm sure y'all was the same town, but
We was roommates.
Yes.
roommates.
Yes.
Played different sports.
Yeah, we roommates.
How was that experience at Troy?
Man, we had a blast.
Yeah.
You know, it was fun because, you know, when I went up there, the baseball coach said, oh yeah, we'll let you play basketball, you know. And then I got up there, he's like, nah, we pay for you to go to school, you just go play baseball. And what could I say?
Once he got you there.
That's right, you know, and it worked out, you know, the way God had it planned. So it was wonderful. I had a good time playing baseball, and they had a good time playing basketball. So I would come and support them, and they would come and support me. So it was wonderful, man. We had a good time.
And you were on the team that scored the 200 points, correct?
258.
Yes.
How did that happen, and what was that experience like? I mean, that had to be.
It was.
And what caused it?
Well,
That's a bigger question.
the thing is, and people say,
That's still a record, correct?
Yes.
You know, people say, y'all played a team called the Bride. I say, oh yeah, you know, we played, you know, they weren't as good, but to score 258 points, you got to understand how many threes we hit, and everybody got to be on. You know, you can go out there now and run the clock and say, hey, we're going to try to score 258 points. Everybody got to hit the shots. And
It'd be hard to do against that.
Yeah. You know, and that's what, you know, people don't understand that you could take the ball out and throw it to a person under the goal and let them shoot a layup. And it would be hard for them to score 258 points in 40 minutes. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
I mean, you know, people don't realize how tough that is. I mean, that's amazing. I don't know if it'll ever be broken. Exactly. I don't know if it'll ever be broken. I mean, really, that's a lot of points. I mean,
I don't think you can.
You know what I mean?
No animosity, bad blood, or
no, it was just they had fun with it too.
That's right.
Cause
They
they
scored
scored
141.
They scored 100 some points too.
Okay.
Yeah, they was
Yeah,
in.
pushing the
They were pushing it. They was running, and we. I mean, everybody got hot at certain times. It was dunks, and they got hot. It was just catch it, throw it, and shoot. It was just.
And a funny story about that is that was one of the few games at home that I missed that year.
Oh,
One of the few.
man.
Yeah, because I was like, man, y'all gonna blow the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't even thinking, you know, that they go score 2 and I was in the room, in the bed. They came in and said, man, you would never guess what we did. I said, what? He said, we scored. I said, man, get out of here.
Ain't no way.
I said, ain't no way.
Yeah.
They like, turn it on, and I turned it on the ESPN and Dick Vitale was talking about it. I was like, man, that's crazy.
that is insane. Back then we played double dribble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do that on double dribble.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. was crazy. They told me that, I was like, man, get out of here, man. I thought I was dreaming or something. I'm like, man, y'all just going to
That had to be
258
an
points.
experience.
Oh, man, it was crazy.
Now, then y'all went different paths after school, though. Did you immediately start coaching?
No. I went.
You went to work at?
Yes, at the bridge. I was at the drug and alcohol treatment.
Up
That
on
was
the
my
mountain.
first job up on the mountain. And then I transferred to Job Corps. And how this became was Mr. Golden, who was the superintendent, Danny Golden was my geometry and algebra 2 teacher in high school. And he called me at Job Corps. He said, look, I've been looking all over the place for you, man. You know, you graduate from college. Man, I need you over here with these kids at Etowah High School. Come over here and talk to me. And that was 26 years ago.
Wow.
so
that's how it come about.
That's how that come about.
And you went to work, where at?
At the waterworks. I worked down with my dad at Stinson for a little bit. Then I went to the waterworks and got my 25 years in there and started coaching at the middle school. And I woke up one morning and I called him on the phone, first call. You ever just been in a dead sleep and you just wake up, you know, so like the Undertaker or something. Yeah, you just wake up. And I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna start your youth program. I said, I'm gonna start it. And words out of his mouth is, start it, whatever you need, whatever, I'm gonna get it. Just, you know, that's your baby. And then I think we started this thing about 18, 19 years ago, and we're reaping some benefits off of it. And everything we asked him for, he gets and stuff. So, you know, people start seeing that. So then, you know, I started coaching the middle school. And then I end up, you know, 9th grade, JV, so I've been JV, so I've been with him for a good while now. So,
but there's an amount of trust that goes into that. For you to say, hey, I'm turning these guys over to him.
Right.
You ain't doing that to some average Joe, no pun intended.
Especially as much as I care and love my kids. You know, I just, you know, I have to be able to trust you with my kids. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's why I'm here. You know, that's why I've always been here. It's never been about Coach Graves, never will be. You know, it's about those kids graduating, and that's the important part to me, and having a chance to go and play at the next level. You know, a lot of people don't get those opportunities. You know, and it's a blessing to be able to help these kids, you know, to have an opportunity to do that. You know,
which guys would y'all say throughout y'all's career, because y'all shared some of the same coach, a lot of the same coaches, which coaches do y'all think y'all pull more stuff out of? Which one do you think, hey man, I had no idea why that dude told us this when we were playing for him. Now it makes total sense.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure we would agree. We would both agree with Coach Riddle.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what, old Coach Guyton was a good coach too.
Sure,
I enjoyed. Yes, I enjoyed it. Him coaching me. You know, he taught me a lot too. I honestly think I learned from every coach that I've had. You know, Coach Browning down at the middle school. You know, we just, you know, they had different ways, but all of their ways were pretty successful. You know what I mean? And you know, and once we got up here, you know, the way Coach Riddle dealt with us was totally different, you know, than how Coach Guyton dealt with us. You know, well, he didn't get to play under Coach Guyton, but for me, you know, it was a culture shock. Coach, you know, Coach Riddle, he just go give it to you raw and uncut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, Coach Guyton, he was more laid back, and you know, he'd be like, oh, come on. And we knew both of them loved and cared about us, but you know, they just did it different ways.
Yeah, different.
That's right.
So for you,
Coach Riddle, and you know, I had Coach Maestri. I mean, really, I ain't had them but 2 coaches. Really.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know, we had the same middle school coaches, but Coach Riddle coached me up here, and then he went to Sneed with me. Then when I left there, I had Coach Maestri up at Troy, which he, you know, he broke the coaching record up there at Troy, so they retired his stuff up there. But Coach Riddle was one of them that, you know, fiery. You know, he more fiery when things are going good than when things go bad. You know, I remember when we was up in Huntsville playing that team Todd Day played on from Tennessee. We getting beat by 20 or something, and he was just as calm, and we sitting there like, why is he not snapping? So he comes in there, tells us, hey, guys, we're gonna be all right, we'll be all right. So we end up going back, and we beat them by 20. But his team, when we play a team like we up big, and he come in there and get on us.
That's right.
But you know, that's the kind of stuff, and we take, like, I use my coaching style. His coaching style, he's more laid back. Mine's is fiery and stuff. You know, I probably got that from Coach Riddle, and he might got that from Coach Sherman Guyton. You know, he's just laid back, and but that's what that's the which he changed his program around. Coach Riddle did. He came in, and I remember as a freshman, he came in. You remember Terrell James and all them?
Sure do.
His first year, he kicked every last one of them off the team. Every last one of them.
I wonder why.
He kicked them off.
Yes, ain't no tell.
Yeah, and then the next year, they came back and went to the Final Four.
That's right.
So
I remember.
Yep, and I remember talking to
Kicked
Coach
off.
Riddle later on, because when I first took the job, I called Coach Riddle. I said, Coach, I don't know what I got myself into. So we're bad. I said, man, I said, Coach, because I was 24, 25, I was still playing. I said, Coach, I beat my starting five by myself.
Oh, for sure.
It's not good. He said, well, what was your record? I said, Coach, I think we were like 4-22. He said, well, hey, you won 4 more games than I did my first year over there. He said, I didn't win a game. I said, well, that made me feel a little bit better.
What I mean, look, the era's completely changed. The athlete's completely changed.
Oh, yeah.
But I was talking to a coach earlier today. Everybody has aspirations to go play D1,
That's right.
this, that, and other. But you know D1 when D1 walks
yeah.
into the
Oh,
gym.
Yeah.
And I tell, in my opinion, y'all may disagree with what I'm about to say. It ain't what you guys tell them to do. It's what they do when y'all are not around.
There you
Right.
go.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, every day through school, whatever sport we were playing in high school, at this school, well, at the old school, football, baseball, basketball, whatever sport, we left practice and we went to that rec center every day. From whatever time we got out of practice, whether it was 4, 5, 6, that rec closed at 9, guess who was there till 9?
Yep.
Us.
I remember.
Monday through Thursday.
Yeah. And on
We were at that
Saturdays.
rec, and on Saturday we were at Rainbow City rec. You know, we had somewhere to play every day, and we played. You know, and honestly, most of the kids probably in Etowah County are not. You know, if they playing 2 hours a day, I'll be surprised. Outside of practice.
Look, this is sad now.
Yeah.
When's the last time y'all seen a high school kid jogging on his own?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see
Nah,
it.
I don't see it.
And the ACL tears and things, it's due to not riding your bike where you go.
We used to get
It's just
together
different.
and
Yeah.
run Rowan Hill and Magic Mountain. We used to get together in summertime to do that. You know, we stayed in shape because we were always doing something. You know.
And we walked
Stay ready.
everywhere.
That's
And
right.
we didn't have no cars, and we couldn't. I remember sometimes walking all the way from there, walking all the way to the rec center.
That's right.
And then you know you got to walk back.
Yeah, play for 2-3 hours
Yeah.
and walk back.
Walk back.
Right.
It's a different era, but there is a time when you get that 1 or 2 that comes through here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I, you know, I know a few. Luckily, I get to deal with all of them. Like
That's right.
You know, I got to do Caleb Holt's interview last year.
Yeah.
And you just sit down with him. It's you'll know it as soon as you stand
Yeah.
around. As soon as you
That's
get around
right.
Ace Austin, when you get around
Yeah.
them, you
know.
they don't have to say a word.
That's
Yeah.
right. And when you see them play, they don't have to say a
They don't
word.
have to say a word. And you know, David Goggins said it best. He's like, "Hey, it's easy to be an alpha male in this day and age because there ain't none."
It ain't none.
That's it.
It ain't none.
But how hard is that to coach? That's
Oh,
my
man.
question. How
Yeah.
hard is it to get what you need done as coaches?
That's right. It's tough. It's tough because you want them to care about it and love it the way you do. And that's always been the hardest part for me, because I knew as a player nobody wanted to win and cared about playing the game the way I did. You know what I mean? And there was no question. I never felt anybody was going to play harder than me, and I never felt anybody was going to work harder than me. You know what I mean?
So them two things off the table.
That's right. Those off the table. You know, now you may be bigger, you may be stronger, you may be faster, but those two things you're not gonna do. You're not gonna play as much as I'm gonna play. You're not gonna compete how I'm gonna compete, because I'm gonna give you everything I got every time I step between those lines. Period. You know, and that's the way we approach the game, whatever it was we were playing. You know, and sometimes it's tough because you want these kids to care like that, and some of them just say, "Coach, I'm on the team.
I'm here."
just to give me something to do."
That's your thoughts. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, like he said, you had to adjust. Like I like to play man-to-man pressure, get up and down the floor. But you know, like me and him said, sometimes you get a team in here where you might have to play zone.
That's right.
Because you know you try to cover stuff up.
That's right.
We as coaches try to give them the best chances of winning.
That's right.
And then the kids sometimes come in here and me and him say, hey, they're going to have a bad day today. You just look on their face. It's how you can look and tell he's a D1 player. We can look and say, hey, it's going to be a bad practice today for that kid.
That's right.
And I asked kids, some of my kids, the other day, I like, why are y'all playing basketball? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I got several different answers, crazy, because my daddy making me play, because it helped me in baseball, this and that. I said, then why are you out here?
That's right.
Why are you out here if you're not gonna commit?
Yeah.
And then they look at if when you coaching, me and him talk about it, we walk down the bench and you can look at every last one of them. They want to play, but they don't do nothing out there. And when they don't play, I never see, did you stay out to practice and get shots up? Did you before practice? We up here an hour ahead of time. You come and do all this stuff and show the coaches that you want to play.
That's right.
Besides just thinking we supposed to play.
That's right. Like it's old to you. You know, my dad told me something, I think, in Little League Baseball, son, I'm going to come to your games. And if you're not playing, it's your fault. Mm-hmm. You got to show the coach you want to play.
Mm-hmm. You got to make it undeniable.
That's right. That's right. Well, you got to show the coach you want to play. And if you're not playing, it's your fault.
The growth you get, or we used to get, over there at that rec center.
Oh, yeah.
You're 15, 16, you're going to a 36-year-old man that's been to prison.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
That's there to literally
they're strong as a bull.
Yeah.
They're strong as a bull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you go play a 15-year-old kid that don't take it serious. I mean,
it's easy.
It's done.
It's easy.
But see, the thing is, when we play them older guys, if they kill you, you got to learn to defend that.
That's right.
So I'm learning how to defend somebody stronger, because bigger, faster, and shoot. Right. So I had to learn different styles. So when you go play at the rec centers and go off, you learning pretty much how to play. And then when you get in the game, get in a structural environment, then you know. So if they got to do this, I know I need to do that. So
I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't seen it all before.
I've seen this when I was 14.
Yeah.
It's different. Right. Couple more questions. I know you guys got practice. We'll get out of here. How much has the game changed in y'all's opinion? What's some of the things about the newer game that y'all like, and what's some of the things that y'all just cannot get on board with?
Well, for one, the internet is good, but it's bad. And why is because you don't have as many people attending games as you used to. Now, when I can pull up my computer and watch the game at home in my recliner, I'm not gonna come and pay $8, $7 to get in a basketball game. So the home crowd and the big crowds in the gyms now are pretty much gone.
Used to be standing around the baseball.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And the OJ for sure.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no doubt, and I guess COVID had a lot to do with that too. But that's the biggest part I missed. It was coming in, when we were playing Litchfield or Gaston High, even before they combined the schools. I mean, you knew the gym was gonna be packed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all the way through the 90s when I played.
Right.
Exactly. It was like that.
I mean, always. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the biggest thing I miss. And just like I said, you don't have family structure with kids now. What I mean by that is, like in high school, I think my junior year we had 15 kids on the team. I think 2 didn't have mom and dad at home. Now, if I have 15 players on my team, I'm lucky to have 3 kids that's got mom and dad at home. And so the family structure is
changed.
Yes, it's changed and it's broken down. So a lot of these young men, the only male figures they see are us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like I said, all our coaches had to do was call our dad. That was it. It was a done deal. Or teacher.
Smoke.
That's right. You know what I mean? But now the pretty much for most of these kids, the only male figures they see is us. You know,
That's good and bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good and bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they need to get that at home too.
Yeah.
The only discipline.
Hard to enforce it.
That's right. The only
You don't get it
discipline.
at home.
Exactly. It should be more than just getting discipline here. It's got to be at home too, and have a man that say, it's a different when your mom's saying it and your dad saying
That's a
it.
fact.
To a young man, it's a
fact.
difference.
What's your thoughts on the modern game
My-
versus?
Mine is back then that we were held accountable and our parents held us accountable for it. Now it's like, okay, if little Johnny won't miss practice, then mom gonna come up with an excuse. You understand?
Not only is it not reinforced, she's taking up.
She taking up for him and justifying. And to piggyback on what he said, you have split family homes, and we talked about it all the time. He couldn't do no Christmas tournaments because kids going to stay with their dads during the Christmas break, and they looking at Christmas break and New Year's and stuff like it's a time off, vacation,
It's
and
middle of basketball season.
right.
That's when you're trying to get right. You know what I mean?
You about to start that.
That's
Yeah.
right. You about to start that area.
Yeah.
The games that's
That
really
really matters.
important.
Yeah.
That's right.
and we love to go to
Huntsville
tournament. We played about 3 or 4 tournaments, and these kids just
Yep. I couldn't
mean-
play a Christmas tournament this
Yeah.
year. I said I wasn't doing it because the last 3 or 4 years, I had half of my varsity.
Yeah.
I had to bring up half JV. And the team we playing, we going,
Oh, no,
we going
Yeah.
where it's going to be some smoke
Yeah.
at. You know what I mean?
You're gonna catch a lot of.
That's what
them.
I'm
You got-
saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you play half your varsity,
Yeah.
against this number 5A, number 5 team in 6A, you're liable to get beat by 40 or 50.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You better have them ready.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
There's no
everybody.
doubt. No doubt.
Before we close it down, just man, your thoughts on each other. Each one of you comment on that. What each others have meant to the other person.
Oh yeah, man, that's my big bro right
Yeah.
there. I tell you, we've been through it,
Yeah.
and most of it's good.
Yeah.
We've been blessed to be friends for as long as we have, and be able to compete and play. Because one thing I always knew about him, he was gonna show up to play,
Oh yeah.
and he knew that about me. So we never worried about each other. You know what I mean? Because we knew, hey, we ain't gonna be out here drinking, smoking. We going to play ball. That's what we do. And man,
That says something right there all along.
it was a blessing, to have him by my side playing, because, like I said, I always felt we never went in a game thinking we didn't have a chance to win. That's just the way it was. And like I said, hey, we've been down like 4 flat tires for a long, long time, and that's gonna continue.
Absolutely.
Well, thing is, with him, I'm a year older and stuff, so he never, even when we played basketball, like for high school and stuff, it wasn't no jealousy or nothing. Like,
Right.
I can remember him doing an interview one time, like say he hit the last second shot, and he was like, yeah, coach drawed up the play. We needed to get Tommy the ball, and he's our best player, but they gave me the shot, and I took it, and I hit. What kid gonna go on there and say that?
Nowadays?
Yeah,
That's
they would never go on there and say that.
I got a good look.
I got a good look, and it felt good, the rotation and all that. And I just like the way getting up here coaching and seeing how he do with the kids and stuff, which has taught me, because I never coaching the older school. Yeah, I'm looking, and I bounce a lot of stuff off of him, and teachers come to him, and he, you couldn't ask for a better person. I can remember one time one of the kids, I was coaching him or something, and he said, I told him the kid kind of acting up, and he called the kid in there. He said, well, Coach Davis said that you said such and such. Kid said, nah, I didn't say that. He said, so you calling Coach Davis a lie? He said, yeah.
Oh.
He said, get your stuff and get on out of here, because I know he ain't lying on you. So, and for him, he didn't say, well, the kid said that he didn't say that. He just said, hey, I know he didn't say it, so you get your stuff and get on up out here. He ain't had to call, check, and nothing like that. So,
well, when you've been knowing somebody since 3 years old,
Oh yeah.
and I
That's a
know
different kind of
his
trust.
character. And I know he has no rhyme or reason to lie on any kid about anything.
That's right.
So if he tell me a kid did it,
The kid
he did it.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad
Case
used to tell me,
closed.
if the teacher called me and said, you did it, son, you did it.
Yeah.
Period. Because why would they take time out of their day to tell me about you? Son, you're not that important.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
but I remember that interview like it was
sense.
yesterday. They said, oh yeah, you act like you were supposed to get the ball and go down there. I said, no, we were trying to get the ball to our best player. I said, I did know that if I took the shot, I could make it.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I said, but no, we was trying to get the ball to our best player. You know, and that's what I tell these kids. I've been playing ball my entire life, and I've been on a lot of teams. And a lot of those teams, I wasn't the best player on the team. And I had no problem saying that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I knew my role on the team. Because I knew what I was bringing to the table. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to instill in my kids. It's about teamwork.
Yeah.
Because if he's shooting 45% and I'm shooting 40, if I'm open and he's open, I'm gonna pass to him every time.
Yeah, get
Because
him.
he's shooting 5 more
Get him the
percent higher than I am.
Yep.
That's all I want my kids to do.
Yep.
Just play it the right way. You know.
Do your role.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and that's what's gone.
Hey,
That's gone.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
know, we had guys like Drew Hubbard that sit on our bench, you know, that never hardly got to play, but he was cheering like, you know, he was out there playing the whole game.
Yep.
You know, kids like that gone.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
everybody think they supposed to play, they supposed to start, but you know, it's only 5 that can start. You know, but what are you gonna do to get there?
Yeah.
If that's what you really want.
That's correct.
Are you willing to put that work in and put that time in?
That's right.
That's the question.
Different era.
Yes, it
Different
is.
era, but the bond's still here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you guys are both still super young too.
Yeah.
Both still in shape.
Yeah.
man. Unfortunately, we live in a time where a lot of guys don't take care of themselves. So you guys,
Yeah.
y'all guys not even halfway there yet. Y'all got a lot more. Y'all got a lot more coaching to do.
Yeah.
A lot more hanging out to do.
That's
So
right.
this has been an honor for me to get to do this interview because I always looked up to both you guys. And
Appreciate it.
y'all used to destroy me at the rec center. You know, Coach Presley destroyed me, and y'all destroyed him. So we just kept passing. I had plenty I destroyed. So
Yeah.
we just kept passing it on down the road.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Hey, I
man.
appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys many more moons, and thank you guys for this interview. Thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
appreciate you.